T3T4 Paraplegic. Today I have another special guest coming to us all the way from the great state of Maryland. But before we get to him, let's roll the intro. Welcome to Wheelchair Wednesday. All right, y'all, let's welcome to the show Mr. Robert Florio. What is up, my friend?
Hey. Blessing to be here.
Awesome. Absolutely. Yeah, today's a great day to be alive. You're dang right on that. And here on this show, so thanks for coming on. As you know, this is just kind of an interview show. We throw it online. We ask you about life in a wheelchair. If anybody watches live and wants to ask a question, they are more than welcome to, and we will ask you live on the air, if it's obviously applicable. So for the first question I got for you, Robert, is the question you probably get all the time. How'd it happen?
How did it happen? I got lucky.
You got lucky? What do you mean?
I don't know. Just got lucky. I woke up. I'll tell you what. I was 14 when I dove into a swimming pool, and
ooh, 14.
Yeah, well, 42 now.
That was a long time ago. What year is that?
Are you doing the math?
I can't do math. 1996. Man. Wow. So
yeah.
You dove in the swimming pool, and I mean, like right away, did you know? You were like, oh, crap.
Oh, my God. Yeah. Oh, yeah. You know something like at that split second, you're like, okay.
Yep, something's wrong.
This is what life is like?
Yep. I know that feeling.
Welcome to Earth.
Right. Welcome to paralyzation. Dun, 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 dun. I actually have that button, but now your level of injury, you said it's a C what? I'm sorry.
C4.
A C4. So you're pretty much like right up here, like I don't know, by the neck area.
I can dance.
You can dance a little bit. Shoulders. Check them out. Get it down. Getting down with the get down. Nice. You know, this next question I'll ask you. Well, hold on. So before we move on to the next question. So I see you have your arms are hooked up to like braces or something. What is that?
Yeah, they're just standard braces.
Just kind of help you keep the
wrist from flippy floppy.
Oh, okay. Yeah, because see, I've never seen that. We've never talked about that on the show before, I don't think, is the braces to keep your stuff. Kind of like almost like the boots that they put on your feet to keep your feet from having drop foot. Yeah, okay. Well, learn something new every day, I tell you what. Let me ask you this question. Number 2 is, would you walk if you could? And by that, what I mean is, obviously, yes, you would. But here's the kicker. If you could go all the way back to the day you jumped in that swimming pool and not do that and live the rest of your life the way you would have lived it then, would you do that, or would you stay where you're at now with all the knowledge and stuff you've learned?
Oh my God. This is like that question right before you were reincarnated. You're like, let's see, what else do you have lessons to learn?
What do you think?
Yeah, I went around that question. I heard it. I was like, how do I answer that one? How in the hell do you answer that question? Right. I don't know. I think maybe part of me wants to say, stay with the knowledge I have, but the other part of me is like, I really want to get in bed with some women.
Oh yeah, you heard it. Yeah.
Not that I don't. I just clarify that.
No. I totally understand. Dude, everybody that's in our position totally understands what you mean right now. Absolutely.
So, like, do I want to be kind of just, like, going through the motions, maybe not completely woke up and got that experience under my belt? There's no real right answer, honestly. I think because the universe doesn't judge. We're kind of like just judging ourselves and determining what do I have left to learn.
Right.
If that kind of makes
That
any
actually made
sense.
more sense than I think it should have made. But yeah, absolutely. No, I feel you. Man, yeah, starting off on a good note, man. Good start to the show.
Oh, yeah.
Now you're from Maryland, right? So what's it like in your state right now, as far as like getting around where you're at, and you know what I mean? The weather. How do you feel about it?
The weather is like even. It's like we get like I don't know. I guess when you grow up somewhere, it's kind of like I wish we had more warmer months, but we don't get blizzards, so we're like kind of like even. Um, you know, getting around pain, especially if you have like back pain, neck pain, the cold weather. When winter comes around, I'm like, oh my God, can I please, yeah,
Yeah,
can I
because you're more
manifest
north than me. Yeah, because
Florida?
I know it sucks. I've seen. Oh man, you're like one of the most northernest, almost. Well, you're not northernest. You're not Maine, but you're up there.
Yeah, but it's good. I mean, Baltimore City's bumpy as hell. Getting around town is not too bad. They do a pretty good job, I think. Annapolis is a pain in the butt.
Right.
Because it's Annapolis, they've got those historic laws where they can't make a building, accessible because historically it would ruin its aesthetics. I'm like, okay, whatever, break that wall down. Like, and the roads are so bumpy in Annapolis, but I love Annapolis. It's a cool art town. I'm an artist. Um, I don't get into Baltimore too much because it's so bumpy,
Right.
but they have Johns Hopkins and they have Kennedy Krieger,
Okay.
Kennedy Kennedy Krieger.
Yeah,
They're
and these are
good.
all like good
Yeah,
hospitals. Yeah, good like places to go for.
yeah. The
Yep.
stadiums are real close to each other, and you have the Inner Harbor is all right. Once you get out of the Inner Harbor, it's a little scary,
Right.
but yeah.
Oh, I'm sure. Heck yeah. This next question I got for you, it's just run of the mill. I mean, a lot of people, have this question on their mind too is what about dating in a wheelchair or like marriage? Are you married? Are you dating? How do you see that?
Man, dating's been weird. Like, it's just no, it hasn't been like consistent. I think just I think maybe I was young when I had my injury, so I didn't really have an opportunity to get up and like learn a whole lot about some things. Uh, Online dating mostly. But recently I've been trying to just like not be afraid of the unknown. Like I think a lot of people with disabilities they'll tell themselves maybe like she's got it. You start making this list in your head, and you're like, and what you should do, you should make that damn list as detailed as you want. You can have whatever you want, but don't have the online dating like algorithm. What you should do, this is God's honest like trait, like and only sign up for like 1 month, and then cancel the subscription. 10 people that like you when you've been signed up for 6 months and you only have like 2 likes, and you
Ah,
it's yeah that they just want your money. They don't really care. Kind of I don't know. Maybe they do want you to make. Maybe they do want you to find love, but it's really on your terms, like the energy you bring into it, that you get out of it,
right, right,
with like anything in life. But yeah, so they'll do that to you, and then when you go to say hi to them, I see where some of them are like might be working for like the company because it's weird. Like it's like you kind of feel like are you really interested? Like it's a weird. I don't know.
right. It could
I
be a
have fun with
bot
it
in
just to like
Pakistan
kind
for
of
all
test
you
them
know.
out. Well, no, I'll video chat with some of these people.
Oh,
So
okay,
I'm just
okay,
wondering, you
right,
just have fun with it. Just have fun with it, but don't have so much like, don't be too serious about it. Let go. Like, they want you to approach them. That's the kind of the weird thing. Like, it's reverse. Like, you
right.
tired that you want
Mm-hmm.
to take care, so you want to spend time with them. Someone values
Solid.
their time, you know?
Oh
Like,
yeah,
approach it like that. But that's hard to remember. But that's why you got me. I can give you my knowledge.
that's solid advice, man. I mean, I agree. Confidence is key, especially in a wheelchair.
Oh God, yeah. Especially, because you'll get in your head, like, what's she gonna, well, how's she gonna, like cope with this and that. Just don't worry about it. Like, humans are humans. If someone really likes you, they'll walk right into that awkwardness with you, and like, but I think a lot of my issue, I think I got bogged down sometimes. just with the letdowns. I didn't understand it, and just had to keep learning. And I was, yeah. So.
Right. Right. Makes sense. What about pet peeves? What's your biggest pet peeve about being in the chair?
Oh God, my biggest pet peeve. I'm gonna say, shh. I'm gonna say it. I'm gonna say it.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh.
Oh,
Uh-oh.
nursing care.
Nursing care?
That's probably my biggest pet.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
Only because I think it's difficult. Like if you don't have like the right mindset for it, to go through some people who, like, yeah. I don't know how to say it. I should just say it. Is it okay to just say it? Like,
Yeah, go ahead, bro.
I don't know.
You have the floor.
That's a dangerous thing.
Watch your feet.
Yeah. Is it? I guess the best way to say it would be, um, it's just when someone's taking care of you and you want them to like have their attention on you, it's like if it's somewhere else and like you have to keep repeating like, can you do it? Or you didn't hear me, or like they don't want to do this, they don't want to. I think that's the biggest pet
Oh
peeve.
no, I know exactly what you're saying because I've had them like that because they
Yeah.
just want to come in and do the bare minimum and then get the fuck out. They don't give a shit about like
Yeah. That's
you
what I'm
or
getting at. Yeah.
your state of life or what the hell you got going on. They just want to hurry up and get that paycheck and they could care less. They'd be on the phone messing with you like, what are you doing, bro? Like, come on.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, I think that's the challenge people have, and it's getting through. It's more you. I think, like that's one thing I've learned about is everybody wants to blame and complain about everything in their life, but it's more like that's a hard one too for me. But I've gotten really good, a lot better with it. It's kind of like in relationships, you don't really ever look at someone and say, "What's wrong with you?" That needs to change. It's like, what's wrong with me? Look at myself,
Right.
within myself. What do I need to change within myself? How what lens am I looking at the universe through? If you're always looking at it as the victim, then all these people coming into your life are always going to be like they're not doing something right. They don't. We're always going to see it that
You're
way.
always gonna have something
But it's
negative, right?
yeah, that's what I mean. And then I started figuring things out. Like I started attracting better helpers. Like and the universe is sending me because that's the frequency I'm on. Like I don't know if you guys probably don't know, but I've been getting into like meditation really heavily, and then and comedy and art.
Yeah, I've seen some of your paintings. They're actually really good.
Yeah, thank you. Um, yeah, art's been a lifesaver for me.
Actually,
like,
I think that's how I got in touch with you as I seen one of your paintings. Was it on Facebook or Instagram? You had something, and I was like, dude, I got to get you on this show.
Yeah, maybe. I think I might have posted an art piece on I think I caught your information. But I was like, I got to be on your show.
Nice. Heck yeah, man. Well, we're glad to have you.
Thank you, bro.
Yeah, and we're going to get to the art stuff. That's coming up. Like, that's a question after that. But we talked about the pet peeves. What is something that you wish you could do now that you can't do that you used to be able to do before? I mean, besides the obvious.
You mean like besides the obvious of like walking and stuff?
Well, like, yeah, like that or like, sex or something like that. You know what I mean?
Huh. I think, yeah, a lot of that, I think it's just the independence, man. I think that's like being kind of on your own. And, yeah. But then again, there's that thing like grass is always greener on the other side,
Well, let me ask you this. If you could right now, let's just say you get a pass. Tomorrow you wake up and you're completely able-bodied and you can do whatever the hell you want to do. What would you do for 24 hours?
Oh my God, I would probably run around touching everything.
Oh my gosh, yeah.
I would run around just touching everything, hugging everyone, and just like, what can I do for you? What can I do for you? And just like, shit, I got 24 hours. What do I?
Right.
Like I would be like, I think I would just live. Oh my God! Like everything and anything would just. It would be like that day the ground on like Eddie Murray when he made that movie Groundhog Day.
Yep. Yep.
Like he was like fine. It finally clicked to him, like how he got out of that. He got out of it by embracing it. Like it was like those were the things he needed to learn, and when he learned it, he felt free, and he was just running around helping everyone, and so peacefully to do it. That one thing I think if one thing that comes across my mind a lot is like one thing that people don't understand is if you like you and I think we appreciate things more. Like if like
Yeah.
if it was possible to put people who have like lived the struggle in the power positions in this country,
Oh, we'd be so
like you,
much better off.
yeah, I mean, there'd be so much more truthfulness and compassion, and it would just be like, that would, yeah, that's my
You
vision
know, I
one
never
day.
thought about that, bro. Like, oh my goodness, could you imagine, like, if we had a president that was paralyzed, like a paralyzed president?
Other than FDR, he kind of was. He had
Well,
polio.
I mean, he kind of that kind of happened within his term. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
He didn't start out like that way.
yeah, that's my. I started a campaign like as a joke, like back in 2019, I think it was, and I have this thing on my Facebook page that says, um, "Vote for me," and my slogan is "Ask me where I stand."
That's nothing. I stand for nothing.
I stand.
Oh man, that's great. Yeah. I've seen another person, another one of my friends. I don't know if you know Gina Shoes. She did something like that in Arizona. Put out some yard signs. I forget what they said, but it was something along those lines. It was hilarious. Van Hagar. Now this is a live show, folks, and we can take questions for Robert, but we're only gonna ask the ones that are appropriate for the conversation. Next off, Robert, I have for you. What about your pain levels? Are you in any pain? What's your pain like?
This is a question a lot of quads get because of the spine issue. Um, Real interesting question and super, super, super awesome answer is I actually died from my pain.
Damn. How'd that happen?
Yeah. So my pain levels were getting worse and worse and worse, and all they were giving me was oxycodone and morphine for like 7, 8 years. And I had a neck surgery in 2014 for a disc that was like messed up, and then took the hardware out, which was a mistake 2 years later. Well, the 2 years later, pain level from that was like so bad that I laid in bed for two years. And I was like, I went from like 140 pounds to like 95.
Damn.
And I just said, that's it. I went outside one day and I said, you know what, God? I was like, I don't have it in me anymore. It's just, it ain't going to happen. Like, I'm gone.
Right.
And shortly after that, I just got sleepy and flew out of my body and saw some people. I can get into that if you want. And it happened to me 3 times, like a week after week after week. And then I said to myself, whoa, that place is real, right? And I was like, we're perfectly fine. Like the suffering we go through here, like makes no sense because when
Bro.
you come out of your body, there's no pain. You look at yourself like, I could do another 100 years like that because it's just like taking off the goggles. You're going back to source. And I said,
Yes.
how do I get back to that place? So I started meditating and I was still in a lot of pain. So my focus was like super focused. So I put on a
They don't want you
mantra and
meditating,
like,
just so people know. That's what they put in your food and everything else is to help you, right? Like to close your
yeah,
third eye so you can't really get to there.
yeah, you close your third eye when you put that medicine in because it kind of like, you know, doesn't want you to like think it does it for you.
Yeah.
Anyway, I got like, I came out again and I was walking and I got out of my chair, I hugged my mom. And then I flew into another room full of golden artifacts and some
Whoa,
dude
what?
who looked, yeah, yeah. So, yeah,
Now,
that's
the,
why I
th-
got into meditation
the reason I said,
and my
like,
pain levels.
I was like blown back by that is because when I was injured, I didn't remember it right off rip, but like I told my aunt and my fiance at the time, I'm like, dude, I seen everybody. I seen all of my dead relatives. They were all there. They were all lined up, and they were telling me, not yet. Wait, stop. Don't do it yet. But they were like behind glass or something. Like I couldn't hear them good, but I understood
Yeah.
what was going on. And so it was after that point where like they told me that story, and I'm sitting here and I'm like, dang, later on in life, and I'm like, dude, that really did happen. I was like, dude, it had to have happened. And then like the more I hear from people, I'm like, dude, that happened. You know what I mean? Like that's not
No,
just
it
something I
happened.
dreamed up. That actually happened. And when I was in the hospital, they put me under, and I had more visions of like people that I talked to that were like so real that it was nuts. And they kept telling me I was going to be okay, that I was going to be able to sing. They kept telling me I wasn't going to be able to sing or talk again. And this lady was like, don't listen to them, honey. You're going to be just fine. It's crazy.
That's yeah, definitely. So that's where my pain was like, crazy. So then I got into this like this technology got sent to me through my sister called redox molecules, and it sounds like some snake water thing where you're like, what? I didn't take serious. So then I went cold turkey off my pain meds, and I just drowned myself with the liquid and the gel that they offer. And like within like 30, 40 minutes, I went from like a 10 to like a 3 or a 4. And
Dang.
I stayed on that. Yeah, I stayed on it, and I got off. Yeah, that's hardcore. Like you don't do that. And then I got into meditation, and then after that, I just said, I just started talking to God. And hold on, I'm on thing.
Oh, you're good. Don't
Sorry.
worry. We have all kinds of
Yeah.
interruptions on this show. It's no big deal. We're all just hanging
Yeah.
out anyway.
Yeah, I started talking, and I was like, send me some teachers. I want to learn about this. Like, how do I heal myself?
Right.
And is it possible? And I found Dr. Joe Dispenza, Dr. Stephen Greer, and those two really have been like my mentors. And it was a long process. Like at first, like I was trying to heal myself through meditating, and it was kind of working. And it was building. I had a huge knot in my neck, and I said, "That's it. I'm going all in." For like 2 or 3 weeks, like I turned off the TV, my cell phone. I just did nothing but like played his meditations, read the books, and I was like in my backyard, and I just let go one day, and like I felt this electricity go through both arms I felt my fingers moving, my neck popped, and
Holy
the knot
crap.
in my neck, the knot in my neck never came back, and it's been 4 years now, 3 years now. I still
Nice.
get knots in my neck, but like, so this is like why I want to come on your show, because like it's more to me than just telling jokes, man. This is like
Dude, yeah. Van
this like
Hagar actually said I'll need a link to that gel stuff. So he's ready. I
yeah.
mean, honestly, there are alternative ways to do things, and I think it's always very important to get a second opinion and see what works for you and what, you know what I mean, like what could work for you. And sometimes you just kind of got to kind of step off that ledge and just give it a shot. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's
that's the thing. Yeah, I talk to people about this, and I'll tell them what I did. I also tried a few other things. A2M shots. I did one every 7 months for like 2 years. And then before that, I did stem cells out of my own bone marrow. That took like 6 months to start working. But the gel and the meditation, like this is the longest I've been without going to get an A2M shot, was like a year ago. And I usually go every 7 months. So
I've
I
heard of
pushed
those. Yeah.
myself. Yeah, A2M is amazing. And I pushed myself, and I said, all right, let's see what I can do. What can I do? Am I really gonna like have to do this for the rest of my life? Like always go get shots that are painful. So yeah, I've been doing if you want to learn about pain relief, like, yeah, let's
I'm
talk.
definitely, that's what this page is for, man. It's all about you, your promotion of what you got going on. And I want, you know what I mean? I'm using my platform to help you out because even though I don't really have much of a platform, we're just kind of starting out, even though we've done a lot of these shows. But it's all, I think, comes back to if somebody searches, they want to know about something, they should be able to find it. You know what I mean? So here, that's what I want to do is right after we get off of here, you send me all your links you got. I know you sent me a couple already. I'm going to label them. We'll throw them on. And then that way people can kind of, figure out what you got going on, see what's happening.
Website too, yeah.
Yep. We'll throw all that on here.
How much time you got? What are we,
well, right now, for some reason, it's got me on France time, which is 12 in the morning there. But if I look at the Wheelhouse clocks, it says it's 6:10. We have been going live for 26 minutes. Typically, we keep this at an hour, so technically, you got over 30 minutes left.
Okay. So there's some cool things to talk about.
Well, actually, I got some more questions, and we can talk about some more stuff. Our last one that we had was the pain, and that's where we got into that. I know Van likes that. He was just talking about he's just got done doing stem cell research there in the chat. What is the one thing that helped you the most after your injury, would you say?
One thing that helped me the most is probably my parents.
Right.
They took care of me, took me, did a lot of things for me, tons of things for me. That and faith, whether it's like whatever you believe in, like believe in it. Like I don't think it's like I don't think it's a matter of, and mom's hearing this. Because there are some people who are like, Jesus is the only way. It's the only way you can do it. You just gotta Jesus, right? And it's okay. I don't judge those people. But then I got into like the metaphysics of like, what's it called? Physics, like
like otherworldly universe physics, or like I know what you mean. I kind of get what you're saying. Quantum. Yeah. There you go. That's the word.
No, quantum physics is where it's all at, because it bridges the gap between science and religion. Where right in the middle is the sweet spot, where it's like if you learn all of that stuff, that it's your energy, and it's your thoughts and your emotions that's rearranging all of the universe, that's interacting with atoms, like literally, like
we're
if
all
you
just molecules, ain't we?
Yeah, well, that's what I'm getting at. Like, it blows my freaking mind, man. Like, if you study this stuff and tune in, because like I'm actually gonna in the end show you guys something amazing that I've been accumulating with my life, and that's this app that I'm developing.
Yeah.
And it stems with everything I've been talking about, and I put a lot of like personal finances into it. So, but it's not about me anymore. It's like I want to do this for people. I want people who want to like see it, come out so I can get some support with it. But quantum physics, man, do you know anything about that? Are you familiar with that?
I'll tell you what. I heard some things from that one dude. What's his name? He's been on a few shows, Joe Rogan and all that stuff. He does his own thing. He's like a professor. I can't think of his name. But like, I just haven't really gotten too much into it, huh?
Is his name Michio Kaku or something like that?
No, not that guy. No. This dude's American. He's from the States here. But to me, it's more like when you start getting into that, it's so deep. Like there's so much to get into with that. It's just like, it shuts me down. I can't, you know what I mean? Like, it's almost like when you're in school and the teacher starts talking about, whatever it is, and you're just like, I don't want to learn about this. Like, it's just too much for me to get into right now. I'll just take a D and I'll pass my other classes. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, I'm here for you. Okay.
But it's something though. It's something like you said, like with the psychedelics and everything else, it kind of all blends in together. And there is things, man. There is other worldly realms and things. I believe in wholeheartedly all that. You know what I mean? Like, you can still believe in God and believe in all that stuff with and still believe that yes, there is layers to our realities, and it's just, I don't know, it's just crazy for me. I don't know. I believe what I believe. People believe what they believe. But the thing is, at the end of the day, we are all pretty much just matter.
Yeah. Well, that's
Besides
the
our
thing with
souls.
quantum physics.
Yeah.
We're matter, but if you go a little bit further, I would just challenge you. The app that I'm developing is a fun way to learn this, because when I got into this, I started learning things like not just healing myself, healing other people, seeing like the future. Can
No,
you imagine what you
nice.
could do with that?
Oh
Like
man.
literally, like I sent you a link about me doing this on my
You know that app that you
and
sent? Yeah, you sent me something where it was like a tryout thing, and it was like a something. It was just like starting like a preview, right? And I got on it, and it was like kind of walking you through everything, and I was like, dude, this is actually pretty cool.
yeah,
Yeah.
hands free.
Yep.
Hands free meditation games is what I'm developing.
That's what it is. Absolutely. Yeah, man. That's
But I wanted to answer your question just real quickly.
Go ahead.
About you said we're all just particles. Um, Actually, that is true, but it's like we're all atoms. Like, and I looked into it a little bit, and I'll just quickly get. I don't want to see your brain go. I
Well,
don't want
no,
to bog you
yeah,
down.
yeah.
I want to inspire you. I
Okay.
want to watch people
What do you got?
watch me inspire you. This this is what I do, man. Like, okay. So sometimes when I just started learning little things, okay? There's this thing that Nikola Tesla, the physicist, said,
Oh yeah.
if
Yep.
you want to understand the secrets of the universe, you have to think in terms of energy, frequency, and vibration. Those three things alone, if you understand that, you can accomplish anything. And it's way more simple than people might realize. Like, it sounds like something really deep, but honestly, you're doing it every day anyway. You're
Right.
manifesting with your thoughts and your feelings. You just don't even know it. But if you know what you're doing and why you're doing it, the how to do it gets a lot easier. And you start seeing things pop up in your life like, I want $1 million, right?
Right.
How do you get $1 million if you don't know how to make a million? There's no memory bank in your head that says, I know how to make $1 million. So you have no choice but to go into the unknown. And that's where the quantum comes in. Because in the unknown, there's infinite possibilities of potentials that you can tune into, and they're all readily available for you. It's like the entirety of the cosmos is folded within you.
I feel like I
Like
just
the
stepped on an
entirety of it.
elevator and we're going into the Matrix right now.
We are going, yeah.
I'm telling you. Let me play my elevator music here.
This shit should
Oh
be
yeah.
this shit should be taught at like elementary school, like very beginnings, like when kids are coming up. They should be
Bro,
taught
yeah,
this.
absolutely. I 100% agree with you right now. We are not teaching our youth the way that they should be taught at all. We're teaching them how to just sit in the dang, factories or whatever, do their office jobs, work, and then go home. Be good little workers. That's what they learn.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
yeah, we're powerful beings.
That could be,
We're super
man,
powerful.
that's just something that, you know what, man, I'm so glad and thankful that I get to meet all these cool people on here. Yeah, so thanks for coming on. Thanks for reaching out, actually. Because, yeah, I do want to talk more about it, and we can have just a regular podcast about maybe just like energy and how we can use it to help ourselves or something. You know what I mean? But before we get into all that, let me ask you this. Hobbies before and after. What did you used to do before? What do you do now for hobbies? We were talking about painting. Did you used to paint?
A little bit. Yeah, I painted, drawing, painting, just doodling, some painting. But I was really into baseball a lot. That was probably my biggest thing. And skateboarding was a hobby. Um, just hanging out with friends, jumping on the trampoline a lot.
Yep, I missed the trampoline. Those were fun days. We actually have one. I watch my son jump like all the time, and I'm just like,
I try.
to only do that one more time would be awesome.
I tried to get on. I had a trampoline up, and we took it down, put it back up, and they put me on it, and
Oh
I was like,
no.
I want to feel. Yeah, I was like, I want to feel what bouncing feels like again. No, you don't, because
No.
there's no control. You don't have. It's not the same. Like as soon as you start getting any lift, like you just feel like you're just like a wrecking ball every time you hit. It's like boom,
Yeah, I can
boom.
save anybody who wants to experience that feeling. I can save you tons of money. All you got to do is find a taxi or a lift van that takes wheelchairs. Make sure it's a rear entry. Get in, have them lock you in, and then just tell them to go down the bumpiest road in your community. There you go.
Yeah.
Exactly like a trampoline.
Well, yeah. Any
Except there's a roof there, so watch your head. Yep.
Yeah, we used to have we had a van that was like that, and I hated it. I finally was able to get a new one, and it was like a game changer for me.
Right.
But I know what you mean. So yeah, but afterwards, I think now my hobbies are painting, big time, painting with my mouth.
Yeah. Yep. I seen that video.
Yeah, and that was hard to like get used to at first, but I just picked it up right away. I honestly, the first painting was pretty good, and I was like, okay, keep doing this maybe.
Right.
Um, yeah, I picked up that hobby, and then um, I want to do more outdoor stuff. I think, but not like too much like in the cold.
Yeah.
Like
Screw the cold, bro.
I would love to do more like hiking, like accessible trails.
Yes. Get yourself a track chair.
I got in one of those. They weren't comfortable.
No, they're not. They're fucking not. They're the worst. They're like, dude, for comfortability, these things are the worst. Like,
Yeah,
oh,
they said they were gonna make them a little more cozy, but the track, the maybe the I got in one that was like more like a real hardcore off
like a
road.
rover, yeah,
It
like big old tires, fat, yeah. I know what you're talking about.
had tracks on it. It had tracks on it.
Oh, okay, nope, that's not what I was talking about. I was talking about the one that has
Oh,
4 tires, and the tires are huge, and it just kind of has
oh, that
suspension.
yeah, that would probably be a lot more comfortable.
Yeah, it's like a cat. They say it's like the Cadillac of outdoor wheelchairs. I'm like, damn, why? Should have went for that. The track chair is awesome though. Don't get me wrong. I got one myself. I call it White Lightning. It's very slow, but it stands me up, and it's like the damn thing will go anywhere. You don't get it stuck. They make wonderful chairs. I don't want to, I don't want to bash Action Track Chair.
It's on tracks. It's how's it like when you go over bumps and stuff? Does it feel like a normal like chair?
No. Like if you go over, say like there's because this happened to me it happens all the time if I'm out here with it. There's like a root in the ground, right? One of those roots that come up over your ground or whatever, your flat ground. Let's say you're going over that root. While you're going over that root, there's no suspension. It's just like a tank. So it'll start going up, and then all of a sudden at the tipping point, it'll go boom, and then it'll keep going. So you're like World War I tank trench climbing, like it's rough, bro. It's super rough.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Not looking forward to that.
Definitely don't recommend it for like super off-road stuff. Now, if you're just in the dirt, absolutely, yeah. If you're just like out in fields or climbing hills or stuff where you're not getting in too much crazy terrain, absolutely. Like the beach, oh, wonderful at the beach. Now in the state of Michigan, they actually offer them at like all the state parks. You can get actual track chairs to go out and enjoy the water and the beach. You can take them all the way up until the computer. They're completely waterproof. So I don't know. I wouldn't take it no further than probably your foot plates, but I'd be too scared. Like, oh my gosh, come get me! Out in the water, just stuck.
They just need to make a floating chair.
Some people do in Florida. I've seen those. They got big old huge wheels that you can go and like they have these things you can just kind of paddle with them and just kind of roll around. That I'd be too scared to get swept out into the ocean. Then I'm just off to Bermuda,
scared.
Or whatever, down to
See
Cuba. All right.
See you, man. Come on back. Come on back.
Let me ask you this. Speaking of all that other stuff, what about travel? You ever traveled? What do you feel about traveling, being a quadriplegic?
I want to do more of it. I've done some to California, flying.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely don't recommend if you can get like a get a first class ticket. just for you and your helper, so you can just have a lot more room.
Right.
Stretching. You definitely got to do a lot of weight shifting. I brought my seat cushion with me, and I sat that under me. It lifted me up way too much, but I think I should have just taken. At the time, I didn't have one where you can take the gel out. It was like gel in cushion.
Oh, yep. I got one of those for
Yeah,
my
take the
manual.
gel out, sit on that. But yeah, I did some traveling locally, like to Ocean City. The hotels are usually pretty good, but like if you're bony, it's kind of like questionable to like be on those mattresses. So I kind of like bringing like an airflow mattress with me,
Hotel
which is a little bit,
mattresses absolutely suck. They're terrible for anybody, I think, that uses wheelchairs.
yeah. Maybe premium though. They have premium mattress. Where else did I go? I did that cruise once in 2014 out of Baltimore,
Yeah.
Carnival. That was fun.
Nice.
The only weird part about that was they, to get off the ship and onto Coco Cay, the island. Um, you had to wheel onto this other little boat and just like sit on the front of the boat, like this flat area. And there's no
Nope.
tie downs, and it's like
Wouldn't do it.
going like this.
Nope.
It was
I'd be like,
random.
I'm done. Take me back. I'm done. Trip over.
They were like, "Oh, come on, it's fine, it's safe, you're good."
Yeah, that's what
Uh,
they all say, right? Yep.
right.
The Edmund Fitzgerald
They-
song would be playing in my head.
I just thought, but now they have it so that the boat. I do that too. Like if I'm going through like something, anything, I'll get like a random song in my head, but it's not really random. It's kind of like the song fits to how my emotion is. You ever
Yeah,
happen to you?
no, absolutely. I actually have a little reel that I did that got pretty popular. That I was like, I was in the middle of my hometown, Jackson, Michigan, and like we just got out of the bar, and there was nobody downtown, but like the streets were empty. And I'm like, damn, this is like super empty for like, what it was. So I just turned my wheelchair all the way up and I started wheeling around and I turned my phone on and I was in the middle of the road and I'm just like making my way downtown, rolling fast,
Yeah.
whatever, stuff like that. I made a little, little song and everybody loved it. They thought that was hilarious. So yeah,
Yeah.
no, I think that, depending on your emotion, there's a song for every emotion. And if you're into, if you're into it like that, like it can just pop into your head. You'll think of something and be like, yep, this reminds me of that song right now.
Yeah, it happens to me a lot. It's kind of fun to do. It's
Yep.
amazing how like your head is like a radio station.
Right.
It knows what song it wants and you feel it. It's like,
Now, my last big question to you, I think, is one of the most important questions that I ask at the end of every show is, what would be your best piece of advice to that newly injured person right now that would be watching this, whether it be in the hospital bed or at home when they finally get to see it? What would you say to them?
I would say to them, let's see, let me think about this. Well, right off the top of my head, I would say, um, I would say, change takes the average person it takes to change is 6 to 8 weeks. Is that right? Yes, 6 to 8 weeks.
Sounds about right.
So don't expect this to be like overnight. You're just going to be like, I love being in a chair. We get it. I understand that you hate it. Trust me. It's not going to be easy, but at the same time, like you now have a superpower, and that is your mind. Like when you shut one thing off, something else turns on to overcompensate. Utilize that, man. Like your focus now is on the things that you appreciate. Like and that's gonna like drive you. That's gonna be like your tackling fuel. Tackling fuel.
Right. Yep.
Yeah.
Absolutely,
Do
man.
that. Do that and find passions. Get out and just be bold. Just like don't care. I understand it's gonna be so weird. Like I look weird, I feel weird. And depending on like your situation, if like you're really young and like those friends might go away real fast.
Oh,
But
yeah.
the ones that stick around, keep them around. Like keep talking to them, inspire them, keep them keep them in your loop. Like, don't, like always, try to go hang out with them.
Right.
Wherever they're at, just say, hey, I want to hang out with you. Like, don't leave me behind, because they don't know how to pick you up and take you places. It might be hard.
Or just invite them over and say, hey, come on over and hang out if you want. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And then I think, and the other people who would like are older in life when it happens, those guys, you got like you already got like a lot of experience in you, maybe. So utilize that. Like, what do you know? Like, what are your strengths? Like, take that and be like, well, I'm really good at doing this and that. I guess I'll just keep doing those things. Faith, believe that you got like this power in you. It won't feel like it's there right away. Trust me, because you feel like everything was taken away instead. But, I would say sense of humor.
Yeah. Don't lose your sense of humor for sure. Get one. Yeah.
Constantly just make jokes all the time.
Plant a seed.
Yeah. Because that energy of comedy will just roll into other things. Like if you start with love turns into acceptance, and then acceptance turns into gratitude, and then gratitude turns into a sense of humor. They're all just looping into one. So just start with one, and they'll all start flooding in soon. And as soon as those bad ones pop in, just be like, start hammering them down. Like understand it, become aware of it, and just be like, all right, acknowledge it. Because you need to acknowledge these things when they happen, like those bad thoughts, those bad feelings,
right?
So that you don't go unconscious to them. Because then your habits start kicking in, and you'll start watching porn because it feels good, or binge watch a movie for everything because you're like, I'd rather do that, or start drinking, or start taking drugs because it's easier to cope.
Right.
That's not really helping you. Those things will actually keep you lower, until you hit real low, and then you'll be like, ask yourself this question: how bad does it have to get before I change?
Right.
Why not just change right now? Why wait for that?
Yep.
Some people can't. It takes that moment. Like, they hit that bottom, and it's like, all right, I get it.
Right, absolutely. And I think a lot of people, they just have to find their zone. You know what I mean? Everybody has their area, like, especially in this life that we live. A lot of people call it the crippled life. You know what I mean? Like, we have to figure out, like you said, what we're good at, get into our zone, and then utilize all those tools that we already have and that we know that we can do. And in that process, I think while you're doing that, while you're staying positive, like you said, you're making everybody else positive. You're making your living environment better, as well as you're going to learn new things along the way. And then once you learn these new things and you're able to talk to people and do things, tell everybody else about it. Share down, you know what I mean? Reach down and pull the ladder down, pull people back up, help them out. That's kind of what we're doing here. You know what I mean? So yeah,
definitely.
So thank you for coming on, sir. I got to give you one of these. Give you a round of applause. Now, we are going to have all of Robert's stuff on the description. As soon as we get done with this, he's going to send it to me. We're going to link it to this. That way you guys can check it out. Go check out his page. Follow along as we talk about more of the journey. I'd like to get with you, Robert, to actually do maybe one more, and we'll talk about energies and stuff like that.
Yeah, man.
I just got to find time.
I appreciate you having me.
For sure.
Yeah, well, once my app launches, you guys should really check that out. It's going to be called Ka-Chi Masters Hands-Free Meditation Games, coming out on the Android, and then it will be on.
Yep.
Ka-Chi. It means cosmic energy.
We're going to share it on the SEI Life page as well. We'll put it out there. We'll make some people see it. Yeah, do the happy dance. All right, folks. Well, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening to our listeners. Stick with us to see more of, Robert himself and more people like him. And if you are interested in joining the show, don't feel hesitant to send me a message. Hit me up on Facebook. I'm on here as Wheelchair Rick, YouTube, whatever you're watching on. Just let me know. We'll get together and we'll have you on here. Until next time, Robert, stay with us. We're going to talk to you right after the show. Everybody else, we'll see you later. Thanks for tuning in to Wheelchair Wednesday.
Peace.